Soundgas. This week's live is going to be from the studio as part of the behind the scenes series. Tony and Ben are going to show us what they were doing last week in a live session that they were working on for Ben Frost and the series of Dark.
We're working on some brass and woodwind parts for Ben Frost for series 3 of Dark, and what we thought we'd do was just show you some of the processes we were applying to the recordings. We had a few interesting briefs, like make it sound like a car that's being driven off a cliff and get as dirty as you like, which is what we like. So I think we're ready to.
Just check my input.
Check your input. Watch your bass bins.
Sounds great, Tony.
Okay, that's good.
What did you use? What did you choose to use?
What did we choose to use?
Why?
Can you
Yes.
can you maintain the whole this whole session in rhyme? Have you got the time to keep it in rhyme? What do we choose to use?
Scariest, darkest, most sonic moving things possible. This thing is our favourite thing. Well, one of my favourite things. Because it just gives drama, like the way you can speed it up and then. Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah, we
Very
all love that.
expressive.
And even if you don't like what you're hearing, it looks great. So that is the Cyclosonic, which is a 3D panner, and this is also in the chain, isn't it?
It's not at the moment.
It's not in the moment.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
that's the Omni phaser.
The
clone,
Omni
isn't it?
phaser. It'd be nice to hear that in the chain at some point.
Yeah.
But then up here we have the Magic Typewriter. Highly.
It's actually a really good step. There's the car off the cliff.
So that's the Dynacord Echochord Studio, which records on a ferrous oxide coated disc. Has been modified with Vari-Speed, our super slow Vari-Speed motor. So I'm just messing with I'm playing with the speed of the drum there. Slow down.
A combination of that and this.
Yeah. It goes all the way to stop. It's also going through Soundgas Type 636.
There's a little gap and then there's more sonics coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Wait for it. Here it comes.
That's quite spooky.
It can get more spooky if we can add a bit more dirt on the let's have a bit more dirt.
one at the moment.
Oh wait.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing, just yet.
Do we know much about the Echo Chord Studio?
Yeah, a little. I love it. Is one of the things I know about it.
Yeah, we do know.
Made in the mid '60s in very limited numbers. Maybe only 500 of them made. I think that's right. Very expensive at the time. Let me just switch it off so I can show you it. Whoa. That's the sound
That's
of.
good you're going through that.
Yeah. It's great. So just switch.
Sound on?
So what's happening is as I switch it off, it's going through the 636, and you're hearing the spring reverb of the 636. So anyway, back to the Magic Typewriter. So called because I don't know where the lid's gone. There's the lid. Let me find the lid. Careful while the camera will go slightly mad as I do this. So this. That's how it looks normally. So we call it the Magic Typewriter. It has a handy little window so you can see the drums spinning. However, we like to watch what's going on. So this has been heavily modified with a vari-speed motor. We've ended up using a Binson jockey wheel. If you look underneath the cloth, that is a ferrous oxide coated drum. So instead of a tape, it's recording on that flat surface. So we have an erase head, record head, 4 playback heads. Circuitry is germanium transistors, so it distorts and overdrives really nicely. We fitted a continuously variable, super slow, vari-speed motor. Usually it just had a standard, it would have had 2 speed positions on and off. I'll just turn the feedback down a little bit. Oh yeah, and one of the fun things, can you just feed me a little bit of signal just for a minute please, Ben?
Stay with me.
And then drop it out. Let me get this right. So watch those 2 heads there.
Can't see anything happening.
You can't see anything. Well, you weren't watching closely enough.
Oh.
Those 2 heads, the erase head and the record head, are now actually lifted clear of the drum. And what we've got is a loop. So let's try and get a better loop. So what happens is as I press the remote, the heads drop back down onto the drum. Can we have a slightly less high-pitched sound, a dark, what we were using
Okay,
before? Just
yeah,
drop me in a
sure.
little bit of that,
No
please,
worries,
Ben.
bear with me. Here it comes. Sorry, I'm just
Let's
trying
get a bit faster. Ready?
Oh wait, no, my bad. Oh yeah, there it is. Here it comes.
Okay. So what you have now is a loop.
Yes.
Now I'm slowing it right down. So what makes this pretty unique is this is an analog looper. And we can get really slow. And then give a little bit more.
So you can make a trombone sound like a prehistoric alligator.
Is that what that sound originally was?
Well, the last time I played it was just a trombone box, yeah.
Wow.
So let's try, so drop the heads back down. So if I drop the erase head back down first. There you go, it's erased the sound. Put the record head back down first, back down second, if we can get another. Give us a bit more. Hang on, yeah. So we've got that. That's now a loop. The erase head and the record. Oh, I'm not pointing. The erase head and the record head are both lifted off the disc, and now using the speed control. Spring reverb off. Spring reverb on. A bit more dirt. Slow it down. Mess with the
I love that.
So do
That
we.
reminds
So do we.
me like, it's like a helicopter
Yeah,
rotor.
Yeah, these things, before computers, these things were pretty astonishing because right, so you've put the sound back in and we've got the loop. No, that's good, don't stop it. That's really nice. That was great. So yeah, hang on. Slow the loop down.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is.
Tell me some more about this then. Where's it from?
These were made in America and Japan, I believe.
Okay.
Or they might have all been made in Japan. I'm not entirely.
Japanese, aren't they?
The Songbird's Japanese, but they made the Ditronics was American. Now I'm not entirely sure whether they were made just.
What era?
I'm not sure. 70s or early 80s. There might be 80s actually.
Okay.
So it's an analog panning device. It's called a 3D panner, and
Is it very rare?
yeah, you don't find very many of them. We've actually got one somewhere over there that's actually a double 2U double version, which we've yet to plug in, which we're quite excited about. So really still useful today for particularly for surround sound applications. It's got all these crazy patterns. So I'm just messing with the rate. You can mess with the waveform, the shape of the so let's slow that down. So the waveform, how it. See that? That'll be more of a square wave or possibly a triangle wave. No, it's a square wave, isn't it? I'm just having a look. Yes, it varies continually between a square wave and a sine wave. So a sine wave is a nice, smooth, round effect. Square wave jumps. Just give us a little bit more volume, please, Ben. Just a little. So actually, with the square wave, it's chopping between the speakers a lot more. Now you've got different patterns. So let's go back onto the sine wave. So you can reverse the direction of each channel. So they can go towards each other or go around at the same rate together. There are various different patterns. Oh, I like that. So that's Ben just. So what?
Like that racing Star Wars, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, very, very much Skywalker sound effects here. And then you could just use it as a very simple left-right panner. But where's the fun in that? Really, you want the